welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the title of the video, this video is titled no particular topic, and it isn't. It's not really a particular topic. This one is about because I was out the other day doing a video and I had to delete all the footage to come back out and do another video. So what I was actually going to talk about, what I was actually wanting to do was record a video, upload it and title it no particular topic, which is what this video really is. There's no really a particular point, topic or anything. This is just unfiltered polite honesty. That's the way I'm viewing this video. Take from this video what you will, but there is I like to go somewhere with these videos, and I am, especially this one. This one is quite fascinating. It's something that's always intrigued me, and I find it quite fascinating at the same time. So let's go. And I've got key notes to keep me on topic, especially on a video that's not got a particular topic. So, we are all on, I'm going to use the old name. So, modern day we call Earth. I like to call Gaia or Tiamat. We're all on this big giant living organism, and if you're wondering why, like, how can Earth be an organism? Well, let this one blow your mind. It's when you get earthquakes. Now I always got told well, not told, I need to rephrase that, not told. I used to get the people that would come up and go, oh, nothing like that happens and stuff like that. Well, I have had the pleasure of being on a trip when I was younger and experiencing the ground vibrate. There's nothing more spectacular and terrifying all rolled into one. There's just nothing more spectacular about it. And that was on islands that actually have live volcanoes. If you don't know anything, you just need to go and visit the Canary Islands. Sorry, I like coming out into nature because nature today's been awesome, and just before I came on to do this video, there was 4 squirrels mucking about in the trees, and I thought, because there was a video that I had recorded and I was actually showing the amount of like butterflies and normal red admirals. Oh, the new trainers are, well, they're no new, but they're getting a wee bit of getting used to. Whew. But anyway, I also like to challenge myself as well. These are the trainers for walking on these kind of trails and pathways, but like to challenge myself. So we're on this living organism. I'll never forget being on one of the islands, and I'm not going to be specific, it's just one of the islands. I wasn't the only one. My dad was also curious about volcanoes, because they are really fascinating when you actually really do. Like, I really highly recommend looking up volcanoes. Aye, they're terrifying, aye, they're scary, but they're also beautiful and magnificent at the same time. It lets you know, they alone let you know that you are on a living planet. The planet is alive. And I'm a great believer, ever since experiencing, well, seeing and looking down into an actual caldera, because that's what the cone, or if you can look in, it's what they're called calderas. And actually seeing the lava pit at the bottom. There's nothing more enlightening than that. But anyway, and at the same time, so we went, visited, we go for a walk on the beach, and that's when the ground started to shake. Nothing more, there's nothing more, if you've experienced it, you'll know what I'm on about. It's terrifying, but really enlightening at the same time, because that's when you're at the point where it's like, that's where I realised, like, like we're on a living organism. Like, I've experienced it off and on a few times throughout my life, and I'm like, nice. Like, I like the fact that Gaia likes to just remind everybody that we're on this space rock together. Like, nature's got its own, like, our ancient ancestors, they didn't really fear one another. They feared nature more than anything. They knew if you upset nature will fight back, always. It's been around a lot longer than we have. Like there's just no getting away from it. Like this big giant rock that's flying through space, orbiting the sun, it's been here a lot longer than we have. And there is sort of like a moral in that. It's like, there's particular trees I can go to. I'm looking at one right now, and I'm like, how many people have came and went, and that tree's still there doing its own wee thing? Because there's some organisms on it, because they are living organisms, and they're all like, and this is where I'm also going with this as well. It's like, they're also connected, and then people will be like, oh, how do you know that? Well, the root systems. Now, you can't tell me that the tree that's next to the other tree isn't communicating, because even right now I'm talking about this, it's a calm day, there's no wind, and all of a sudden I'm starting to talk about how like nature, Gaia will show. I'm coming out with pure intentions today. These will be 3 parts. This is part 1, where I explain, it's not a particular topic, but I'm explaining about like us floating through space on a giant rock that's very much alive. Very much alive. It's my favourite topic, is to go, oh right. The most recent one was the big earthquake, but that followed up by a volcano. Now, what they won't say, and I find it so fascinating, is the last time that volcano rumbled was over 2 million years ago. It's never rumbled, it's been dormant. And I always remember looking at these volcanoes and always thinking, it just takes that one slight trigger and will it be a dormant volcano? And my dad used to pride himself on that he knew a bit about like geology and some things, and even he was like, nah, a dormant volcano's a dormant volcano. So then I took this question to my geography teacher, who had the best answer anyone has ever said to me asking this question. We won't know until it happens. And it's so true. This was the video that I was meant to upload because it is so fascinating. I like to, in some of these videos, I like to show a little bit of me and who I am and what I'm about. Well, this is, if you really want to know, this. Living on a giant space rock. I'm here, it's cloudy, but I know up above the atmosphere, the stars are still shining bright. I love it. I love coming up here at night time and just looking at looking at the stars, especially when you go walking all the way up into that area, all the way around there on a clear night. It's enlightening and it's so fascinating. But I truly love the fact that we're on a giant space rock floating through space, orbiting the sun. And where I am going with this is it's actually quite unique because it's the only one. And some people out there, like top astronomers and all that, they all say the same thing. Like, an hour seeable from what they've got and from the satellites and some of the world's most powerful telescopes, from what they can see, we're the only ones so far. But in our solar system, we're the only ones. May we have been alone in ancient past? Well, that's open for debate. There's a lot of our ancient knowledge that gets brushed aside, but I'm going to put this into perspective. These big stones that have got hieroglyphs and messages from our ancient past. Now, you just got to put this into perspective. This is a real person giving real perspective on the messages. I've seen hieroglyphs. I've been to Egypt. I've touched the pyramids of Giza. I've touched the Sphinx. I've been in the tomb. I've been in a tomb, and it is the most eye-opening experience, because then you realise, oh, like, this took ages to do. So the messages that are in there, because we now know that, like, if some of the hieroglyphs are put in by hammer and chisel, and that's a long process. A simple message can take months to hammer and chisel away, and to brush it off. I mean, I see it with a very open mind. I'm like, well, what did our ancient ancestors wanted us to know? And that's me. This is who I am. I love it, and I get some of the, like, people can dismiss in that about, like, going on YouTube and watching videos and stuff. But some of the channels and some of the videos I get are so eye-opening, where it's people from a set like that run the Valley of the Kings, and they go in a tomb. They'll slowly walk through, and they've got videos where they will stop at certain bits and keep it going, so that like someone that's watching like me can sink it in and actually go, huh, because they're so eye-opening. But I've also been there as well. But it's a fascinating topic. It's so fascinating. And it's not just the Egyptians. There's loads of ancient cultures, and they've all put hammer to chisel, because there's no one else has came up with like, well, what did they actually use? Because there's some of these structures, I'm not going to go in because I don't want to cause a big online debate. It's not until you've actually seen one it's not until you've seen it that you go, and then when you look at the Sphinx, and then how they were placed, astrologically placed, bear that in mind. The reason why they don't align is because between when they were done and between now, something happened that caused the earth to wobble. Now that's all cultures from that time period, all recorded the same thing. Even cultures that weren't really one for recording, but they did. And then you just need to look at the culture that's got the oldest writings, the ones that have been writing longer, and that's China, which I find so fascinating. They've been writing longer. They've got documents that go, like it makes the people like. It depends on where you look at this, because there's some people that think, it started on this particular time, and a lot of it is to do with because the Romans at one point had a lot of influence over Europe. So it was their way or the highway. Well, the dragon culture in the East, well, they were they had writings that can predate all that. But I don't like the fact that there's people out there that want to say, well, we started here. And it's like, right, cool, but what about all the other cultures that were around before that? You can't just go and pick a bit and go, well, we're going to start from here. No, because there's other cultures that, well, they've got evidence that, like, well, this goes way further back. And that's what I find fascinating, is we're on this big space rock, and yet we all like to argue and bicker amongst ourselves, especially on that kind of topic of, like, well, how old is, like, what's the oldest civilization? Well, we'll never know, really. We can theorize, and there's a few people out there where I really like, well, not even like, I love the fact that, like, I'm on, like, I totally agree with everything that they say, because it's not until you actually go to some places and you look at it. I'll use the Grand Canyon for example. Now people try to brush off, oh, you've never been. No. I've actually got pictures of the Grand Canyon. I've been in the Grand Canyon. I nearly never came back from the Grand Canyon because I was a young guy that thought, right, cool, what's the best way to experience the Grand Canyon? Go off trail. Aye, I very nearly didn't. That's my own fault. But would I do it again? Aye, I would, aye. Why? Because it was the most enlightening experience I've ever had in my life. And that's me being honest. So honest that it's actually quite like, that's where I came back from that more enlightened than anything. Because like even my dad knew that I very nearly did they come back because I slipped, and one slip, that's all it can take is one slip, boom. Well, I managed to get back up. Didn't know like when you realise, oh, like it's amazing how you can rock climb. Because it's like, if I dig up here, like that's me. I'm not getting it. But that's me. I could do a whole video on that, and I could bring out all the pictures. But the pictures are personal, and they're personal for a reason. They're not. If you know me and you've seen the pictures, like I like, it means a lot when I eventually show people these pictures. Like, I'm not showing them for fucking, because there is actually like something very much nearly happened, right? Because there's also pictures that my dad took, and he took pictures of where I was, and I've got my own pictures. Like, I've got my own pictures. I came across wildlife that it gets spoken about when you're on the tour bus. I've actually got pictures of the animals, and they're totally wild. They're wild animals. They're not. And this is the other thing. I've spoke about this to people, and they're like, "Oh, it's a tourist trap." No. I'm like, well, know the wildlife that are there. Know the wild goats, and know the wild deer that are halfway down the Grand Canyon. Because let's get into. I'm going to put this into perspective. Like, I slipped and fell, and it was quite far. And if it wasn't for the ledge, I wouldn't be standing here. Plain and simple. If it wasn't for a ledge, there's ravens have decided to come out and say hello. Oh, especially because I've got this is a video with no particular topic. It's no particular topic. It's just like, right, because we're on this, and I'm going somewhere. Because when I went to the Grand Canyon, I was like, wow, it's eye-opening. It's beautiful. But you can't help but question when you've actually been there and seen it, most importantly touched it. Well, I very nearly died there, so like I've got my own that's why I came back. It's the most enlightening experience I've ever had in my life. Nothing will never ever come close to that, ever. Like, just ever. Like, that's just it's me being, I like to drop they're not even truth bombs. It's just me. Like, and there's probably people, you're probably watching this going, I've actually got pictures. I might actually come out with the pictures at some point and actually show the pictures. But there's a reason why I keep them away, safe and personal, because sunlight can erode because of the type, it was before we had phones back then, but the pictures weren't really that great. Let's be honest. I'm recording on a device right now, and I can remember being at the Grand Canyon with a device, and you wouldn't get the picture quality that you've got now. So it wouldn't have done any justice whatsoever. But an actual camera did. I've shown the pictures, and not a lot of people have seen the pictures, and it's for good reason, because like they're very personal for that particular reason. I very nearly didn't come back from that, but to like look at it and then just see how water did that. And then when I was there, I was like, it looks like in some places it happened very quickly. And then there's other bits of the world where you look at water erosion, because even the Sphinx has got it. They try to hide that, but there is water erosion. And it is, because even when we were there, my dad was like, that's water erosion. And it's like, that happened pretty quickly, because you can just tell by looking at it especially if you've got a, I like to call it, like, because I'm also going somewhere with this as well, like like if you're open, like truly open-minded, you just look at it and go, huh. It's the same way volcanoes, looking at volcanoes, absolutely beautiful. There's certain things that happen on the planet that let you know, like this is alive. I'm looking at a tree right now and I'm like, I already know, like that tree's still going to be here when I die. And I love that. I love the fact, because we are so here for such a short period of time. And there's trees that have like you just need to look at some of the trees. Like some of these trees have been here before I was even a thought. And for some of you people that are watching, it's the same thing. Like these trees have been around before we were even a thought. And then I get like, and I've had these conversations off and on, and they're like, and people go, "Oh, you can't really be talking." Like, how no? It's truth. What does the truth hurt? Oh well. Well, and that's the other thing I want to disclose. Like, if the truth hurts, like this isn't the channel for you. Like, it's really no. It's just me being honest and just like aye. Let's say I'm a great believer in that. And I've explained, because I have to keep on topic with, like, because there is a sort of like a topic to this. It's no particular topic, but there is sort of like a topic. And from seeing all that and experiencing it, and have first-hand experience of standing somewhere the ground shakes after visiting volcanoes, and that particular area lets you know that like you're on a living organism. Like, and people go, no, Earth isn't. Well, aye, it is. All right, it is. Just there's certain areas in the world where we do really get them, but you'll be surprised, because even where we are, even in Scotland, we still get mini quakes. Doesn't happen very often, but they do. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, now you know. Because there is another thing. There's like fault lines that run all over the planet. And this is where I'm going to drop it. Like, it's the one thing I hate about this topic, because there's people out there that even try to teach me this, that there is like not all fault lines are active. Now, I spoke about, to my geography teacher, spoke about, because I've seen volcanoes, and I explained, look, after visiting the volcano, there was an earthquake. And I was like, can volcanoes sometimes cause many? Aye, they can. Doesn't have to be big ones. This wasn't big, but it was enough. It was enough to let you know that, oh, right, cool. We're right, cool. So this land that we're on is still technically forming. Got to remember, Gaia's got no rush in making making it happen. It's because nowadays we're all about like the now, like it's got to be now, it's got to be now, it's got to be now. Well, Mother Nature doesn't work like that. It's just like it really doesn't work like that. I'll use Iceland for example. Iceland wasn't known until the Vikings, until the first set of Vikings went there and went, huh, and then went back, and then went right, and went. Other people were like, huh, why no? Different day and age. That was a different day and age. If I was back then, 100%. If I was just in this wee town because back then you would have been in the Jarl's longhouse, and this guy came back from going away. He's been away for a couple of years. Comes back and goes, oh, by the way, I'm speaking it in English, but in ancient Norse, it would have been so fascinating. I would have been like, I would have asked the question, are you going back? Aye, cool. Well, I'm coming with you. Why? Because why not? Why not? And it's the same when they decided to come over here too. Like, it's how they did it, because they're like, aye, why not? Like, people are like are so quick to be like, oh, right. Well, how would you know? How would you know? Well, like people don't like my honesty and being like, well, if I was back then, I would have, aye, totally, 100%. Because why no? Why not? It was like I said, it's a different day and age. We stay in a completely different day and age. That's the thing. But there is a possibility that, because not everything lasts for forever, and people like, well, some of this stuff's been, but there's always that possibility, like, and then we go back to that day and age. It's always a possibility. I'm not prophesizing anything, but I'm just like I'm just being honest. Like, there's always that slight possibility. Like, oh, by the way, we like there's a possibility that it can always go back to that. And there has been in recent history where it very nearly did. But who am I? Especially when you read between the lines on like go, like if you're watching this and you get that, I'm going to try and prove him wrong. Good luck. What do you think? I'm just like making this up? Like, nah, I've already done it. Like, I've already been there, already done it. I've got pictures and I've got wee journals that I've wrote about the experiences as well. So I've got pictures and then I've got first-hand experience. I'll put pen to paper. But it's because people are too used to everything being shown to them. And I'm going on a different, like on one of the older videos, like nobody's up for just having a chit chat and just talking shite. Too many people want to go take that person literally for what they've said because they're too engrossed by influencers. These influencers, who are they really in the big grand scheme of the world? Who are these influencers? They're nobodies, essentially. They like to think they're somebody, but they're not really. It's just because people want to. Right, cool. And people have asked me like, why are you doing this? Because why not? It's like the same question back then when the first people went to and discovered Iceland and came back. They were looking for people to go and sell, to go with them. Yeah. Like, this is like, I can't know how to get there. Fancy coming? Aye, why no? It's the same with doing these videos. Why no? If it entertains you, that's the whole point. And I've changed the format a wee bit. I put it onto this format so because I want you to see like my honest reaction and like plus there's nature as well. Aye. I think I've covered the. Aye, I've done that. There is another thing, but I'm not going on that. I just thought, no, I'll start this one with this one and end it like that. Just remember, we're all in this living organism together, eh? And I love it. I love it. When there's like, people panic, they're like, oh my God, there's an earthquake. Aye, and there's been earthquakes since the beginning of time. Like, it's just nature letting you know that we're on this living organism because it's alive. Just because they don't happen all the time. So people forget about that, and then it puts you into like when you've had the experiences, something primal in you wakes up and goes, right, This is what our ancient ancestors were trying to warn us. Look, we're on this, like it might not happen locally, but it can. Just takes for that wee slight trigger somewhere else, and before you know it, you've got a domino effect. But hey, that's the whole point. It's the whole point. Our ancient ancestors knew that. They appreciated. They became one. They became, pardon me, they became one with it. And that's where I've always been like that. I've always been like that. I'm always at one with that. Like, when you actually get to know me, I am at one with that. I love talking about it because it's so fascinating. So fascinating, because I've got so many instances where I've had nature and been around nature. I've experienced the harshness of nature. I've seen it firsthand. I've been out at sea and then shit goes fucking sideways at the fucking blink of an eye. Like, one minute it was fine and the next minute you're like, oh shit. Like, I've been there. and they're the most enlightening experiences that you'll ever get in your life. There's nothing will ever come close to it. Ever. Being out a few miles away from land, it was a beautiful calm day. All of a sudden, the weather just out of the blue. And that's the other thing. If you know, you know. Like, everyone wants to try and put science and all of that behind it, but there's always, like, nature's always got that hidden trick up her sleeve, where there we go. Been there, seen it, I've experienced it. It's so rewarding because it puts it literally puts everything into perspective. And anyway, this is a longish video, but there is a couple. So this is part one, and again, I'm going to thank you. I'm going to thank you for watching. Part two is a bit more. I've touched on it about, like, it's about being one, being at one, and I will elaborate. That's the second video. This one was just no particular topic, just talk about being on Earth and how it's alive and it's a living organism, which it is. It really is. You just need to look at some of the recent stuff, the stuff that's happened within the past month, the earthquake, and then a volcano that, and that's the other thing that they won't publicly say. But, like, there's a few, like, I get some videos where I'm like, huh, like, someone somewhere's like, nah dude, you know. Like, if you know, you know. Like, how? Like, this is a fucking 2 million year old, like, it's no puff that's smoke for over 2 million years. Like, and put into perspective, the dinosaurs were around back then. So, aye. Like, it's like, cool. It's that instance where I asked that teacher, like, is there such a thing as a dormant volcano? And her answer to it was like, we won't know until it happens. Well, it's happened. It happened, and there's the white cabbage moth, and they're no, like, that one's not a white cabbage moth, that one's a white butterfly. It's the flies. So many flies. And they're just so many. Sometimes you get to a certain place and you're like, can't breathe. Too many flies. But anyway, that's no declaring war with flies. Just putting that out there. Like, they take that literally. It's like, it's part of nature. So what? I've just got to live with it. But I like to appreciate the white butterflies, because that particular topic, because that was like something else came through there. That wasn't me that was talking that. Like, something else came through, because now it's gone. It was there and it just went poof. Anyway, thank you for watching. Come join me on part two. Part two, if part one us went, huh, quite like the funniness of this. Well, you'll love part 2. Part 2 is about being 1. Come join me. Till then, much love.